Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Adobe Creative Cloud Express for Education webinar. We are looking at celebrating National Pet Month this month, and we're going to be looking at how Adobe Creative Cloud Express can help us tell those stories. And yeah, it should be really, really exciting. I'm really excited to be here once again. So it's Hardeep here. For those who don't know, who haven't joined one of the webinars before, I am a education technology consultant. I've been working in the education field for about 10 years now, supporting schools up and down the country with implementing technology and software. And Adobe Creative Cloud Express is a fantastic piece of software which really does engage creativity and just enhances the work that both educators and learners are doing. I'm also an in-house video producer for the TA education and have the distinct pleasure of creating a lot of e-learning resources as well as putting together interesting video productions. Now, I always like to start with this quote. It's creativity is as important now in education as literacy, and we should treat it with the same status. This is a quote from Sir Ken Robinson. And again, like I said, if you've been to any of the webinars before, or any of my other general webinars that I do around technology and education, you'll know that I'm a firm believer in creativity and the importance of creativity as we look towards the workplace and the workplace generation of the future. Creativity is one of the key skill sets that employers are now looking for. So, it's a real pleasure to be able to deliver these workshops on Creative Cloud Express because I do believe that they are helping to prepare our students, our learners for that success of the future once they're ready to enter the workplace. It's also engages and sort of fosters that sort of environment within classrooms for not only the learners but also for the educators also. We're building on skills that students will need to know, and we can enhance that learning from a very early age. So I think that's really, really important, and like I said, Express really does help us to have this very creative mindset. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. Again, just all about creativity, looking at different ways to create those sort of lessons with inside of Adobe Creative Cloud Express. Now, this is what Adobe Creative Cloud Express looks like. It's effectively a cut down version of the entire Adobe Creative Cloud offering, but ones which are very, very much focused within education. And they have some great tools inside of them, which I like to call sort of the frequently used tool sets that you might find in some of the bigger brother applications such as Photoshop or Premiere. You've got sort of cut down versions that you'll find with inside Creative Cloud Express. Today we're going to be focusing on just the Creative Cloud Express application, and that's this one just here. That's the one that we're going to be looking at specifically today. But it is worth noting that there is a cut down version of Adobe Premiere, which is called Adobe Premiere Rush, a cut down version or a light version of Adobe Photoshop, which is called Adobe Photoshop Express, sorry. And if anybody here has already used Adobe these Adobe applications on mobile devices previously, you probably will remember that they were going by the name of Adobe Spark Video and Adobe Spark Page, and both those applications for mobile still exist, and you can still use them. But I'm going to focus on all of the both the Spark Video and the Spark Page within inside of a web browser today, just because that's sort of the destination where you'll be able to still create these very interesting projects, but at least you can just do them on the browser without having to use a mobile device. So that's really where we're going to be focusing today, everybody. We're going to be looking at Adobe Creative Cloud Express on the web browser. Really, really important that you guys stay up to date with what's going on in Creative Cloud Express, because there is so many new things that are coming and they're getting updated all the time. So do stay up to date with the blog. Do stay up to date with just the general Creative Cloud Express webpage. And like I said, there's some really, really great features which are coming in. And if you're a user of Creative Cloud Express already, please do feedback to the community about if there's any features that you'd really like to see, because the roadmap is essentially built on community feedback. So do keep giving feedback, and you will see there's some great updates which do come along based on community feedback. Right, that's enough talking. Let's jump into the demonstration, shall we? Okay, so I'm going to go and jump into Creative Cloud Express. Okay, here I am. Now, Creative Cloud Express, for those who haven't seen it before or haven't used it before, I would urge you guys to watch some of our previous webinars. But again, just a really quick overview because I think it's important just to give a quick overview for those who are new, but also just a little refresher for those of you who are joining me again and are quite seasoned users of Creative Cloud Express. Right, on the left-hand side, you have options to sort of key areas that you might need to go into really quickly. That might be any existing projects that you're created. If you have started to create your own logos and brands, they'll be there. And any libraries which you might have created, you'll find on the left-hand side, just down here. A big plus icon, which I'm sure you guys can imagine what that does. If you give it a click, it's gonna add something new or create something new. We've got loads of options here for what we can create. The home button at the top, if you ever need to go back to the Creative Cloud Express homepage, is there. Let's start at the top. You've got the ability to search for templates. So if you don't want to start from scratch in creating a graphic or creating some sort of project, you can just search for the relevant topic. Now, today we're looking at we're celebrating National Pet Month. So, for example, if I was just to type into here pet and do a search, you'll find lots and lots of templates around pets. Now we are going to be looking at pets, and that's what we're looking at. But I just wanted to show that very quickly. So if you're stuck or you're not sure how to get started with Express, the templates is a really great place to begin. Okay, so let me close that down. Let me just go back home, and again just go over the rest of the interface. Now, you have the ability to start creating projects based on whether you want them to be a presentation being effectively like a web page, which is what we're going to do today. We're going to consolidate all of our learning into a web page or a presentation, a video slideshow, or just a general graphic. And there's lots of different things that you can do. If I just go across here, there's lots of different layouts and settings. You can also customize your own graphics, clicking on the custom size and choose a size of your own choosing, or look for some of the very popular standard sizes. So if you go to standard here, slide tends to be quite a popular one. You might be wanting to put it into your presentation, for example, that you might be working on. That's just there that you can find it just from there. Okay, I'm going to just close that down and just continue the rest of the overview. This is an area which I've talked about quite a lot previously. I love these quick actions. There's the ability to do really quick tasks really quickly, and some of these things you'll find which have been ported over from some of the more advanced applications. So, for example, removing backgrounds over images, converting photos or videos to GIF, and all of these kind of things. They're available for you to be able to use really quickly. PDFs have been updated recently, so you can do a lot more to PDFs. One of my favorite things is combining files, so you can combine multiple different files into one PDF. Again, if you want to see how some of this stuff works, please do go back and check out some of our previous webinars where I delve into these a little bit deeper. And then finally down the bottom, like I said, lots of more templates for you to get started and just to sort of crack on. There's lots of different things that you can find, infographics or worksheets and all of those kind of things that you can find to be able to just get started. If you're not sure what to do, just use a template and get started that way. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to actually get you guys to work through this, I guess, with me at the same time while I demo it. We are going to work through the three sort of main parts of Adobe Creative Cloud Express, or the options that you have available to you. And those three, or the main three things that we're going to look at would be to create a graphic. We are then going to look at creating an explainer video, and we're going to take both of those projects that we make and we are going to add them into a web page. And the web page is going to effectively be the place where we're going to consolidate all our learning about pets and sort of advocating good pet ownership, and we're going to put them into a web page. Now, obviously the idea this month is just about pets because we're celebrating National Pet Month, but hopefully what you'll be able to do is once you see the example that I give you, you'll be able to obviously use this and rework it and make it relevant to whatever it is that you are going to be teaching in your class. Right, so why don't we start by firstly creating a poster or an image about our pets, because that's really what we're going to be doing today. We are going to be exploring how we can use Creative Cloud Express to explore the world of pets, and like I said, more importantly, pet ownership. So we are really going to be taking all the knowledge that we've been finding or researching online, and we're going to build a beautiful web page that's going to host all of that information. Okay, so like I said, we're going to create some graphical and video elements, and then we're going to put them all together in a way that hopefully will encourage other people to celebrate National Pet Month with us, but more importantly, just give them a resource for support and advice on good pet ownership. Right, so let's do that firstly by let's create a I don't know, actually, maybe let's go the other way around. Let's create the project that we're going to put the work into firstly, and then we'll go back and start creating those elements. Okay, so we can start sort of fleshing out the web page to begin with. So to create the web page, we're going to go to the plus icon, and we are going to go down to make a web page. Right, now once this loads up, we've got our first page of our website. So effectively, we're making a website, but we don't need to learn or know anything about coding. It's sort of what you see is what you get, and everything's effectively taking place on screen. So what we'd like to do, well, we're going to add in a title and a subtitle. So this is the title of our thing is about pets. So we are going to just call it National Pet Month. Should probably pop these in capitals, shouldn't I, really? Apologies to any educators who are joining us today and shouting at the screen saying, come on, Hardy, you need to put those into capital letters. There we go. And then I'm going to add in a subtitle. The subtitle is going to be, I don't know what should we call it. Let's call it Exploring Great Pet Ownership. Right, so that's our title done. That's our subtitle done, of course. If you don't want it, that's fine. You don't have to have them in. And it's now suggesting that maybe we consider putting a picture into the background, which I think is a great idea. So I have some photos already, but if I click on the photos option, I can choose to upload my own photo, or I can quite simply locate that from other resources that I might have available to me. Why don't we go by looking for a free photo, which is just from the stock site. So let's do a search here for pets. Let's get a nice picture of a pet. So, okay, we've got some really nice pets. I quite like that image there, but if you scroll down, you'll see there's lots of different royalty-free images that we can use. I quite like that. I think that looks really lovely. Let's give that a click, because it is really about ownership and pets and loving our pets. I like it. Now, if you would like to move this title, quite simply give it a click, and you can move it around. So you can pop it up the top there if you wanted to, which I think is quite nice because you get to see this lovely dog here and this lovely image of the dog. Right, so if we think of that as being our first slide, if this was a presentation, that might be the first slide that we create in our presentation. And in the world of this sort of web page, as we move to another slide, we don't do it by clicking sort of left and right. I mean, we can do that if we use the present option, but effectively it's all about scrolling. So we're going to scroll, and as we scroll, as it says here, we will be able to create the next part of the content. Okay, so as I start to scroll, you'll see a plus icon appears down the bottom, and it gives me again lots of options for what kind of content would I like to add next. So why don't I just add in some general text just to get, just to get sort of to set sort of the context. And the context really is, I guess, as we are all sort of post lockdown, and with restrictions of COVID-19 being lifted, the whole aim of National Pet Month really is to provide some top tips to help dogs readjust to life after lockdown. So I guess I could sort of pop that in. So why don't I pop that first bit of information in there? I'm just copying and pasting some text that I've already created in a word processing document. And there's my first bit of information, which I'm going to pop just into there. Okay, so we have got the first sort of page and then the second sort of part of it. So let's have a look what our first bit of our web page looks like. And you're probably thinking, Is it as simple as that? It really is. Let me go to the preview button. And here we have a live preview of what our website looks like. So like I said, there's no sort of clicking left and right as such, because we have to imagine this is a live web page. We've got our web address at the top just over here. And what I'm going to do is I am now just going to scroll down, and there's the second part of my web page. And credits are automatically assigned because we've used those stock images, so the credits are assigned at the bottom. So our web page is here at the top. And there it is. That's just a quick little preview of what our web page looks like. But we're going to build on this. We're going to build on this, and we're going to make it a little bit more informed. So we're going to do that by, again, we're going to add in a bit more text. Right, so the first thing I want to do is on this page, I want to celebrate pets because it's all about pets. So I unfortunately don't have my own pet. So I am going to utilize a wonderful picture image that I've seen online. I'm just going to pretend that it's my pet. So the first part of this work or this work might be where either an educator is setting out the outline for the work, or maybe it is a learner evidencing their learning by creating an entire document on or a presentation on their pet. So we might want to create a pet image and pop an image of their pet into here. Now we could click on the plus icon and we could go to photos, and again they could go and locate a photo from the stock image, or they could go up to here and choose upload photo. So if I go to upload photo and go and just find my photos on my computer, I have a picture here and I could open a picture just there. So I can say that this is my dog. It's not, unfortunately, but for the purpose of today, I'm going to imagine that this is my dog Bruno. Okay, so I'm going to pop in here, Bruno. Great. So there is my image and I've put that in. So let's just present this once again to see how quickly we've created this content in a web page. To present, here we go. You can see there's the first part of the web page. As I scroll down, I've got a bit of text here and I've got an image just there of Bruno. Super, so let me just escape and get out to that. Now, what options do you have once you put an image into the page? Well, if you click on the little cog wheel that just there, you can put some alt text in there for accessibility, just to make life a bit easier for those who might have some issues being able to see the images on screen. The other thing you can do is once you select that image, you can choose to have it fill the entire screen. You could just have it in its own separate sort of window like that. Or you could have, again, full width all the way there. You can move the image if you want to, so you want to push it up a little bit. So again, it's gone above the text that was there. Now the text that was there earlier is now gone down a little bit. And the other options that you have here, you could replace it with something else, or quite simply you could delete it if you want to. I'm going to put it back into being inline, so it just kind of fits nicely inside of my web page, but it's just there. And also what I'd like to do is just move it sort of back down again, because I would like to have this text at the top. So again, what we're always going to do is we're going to select before we affect. So you must select something, then we can move it down. And now what should happen is the text has just gone back up again. So really, really quickly, simple to do. Right, so I'm going to talk about Bruno now. But what I'd like to do is actually evidence my love for Bruno in a different way. I want to show you how we can do this within sort of a graphic, and sort of bring out a graphic using Adobe Creative Cloud Express to sort of show the fun side of Bruno and sort of how much I love him. So I'm going to leave that project here for a moment, and quite simply what I'm going to do is I'm going to click back on the home button. And my project is actually automatically saved. You might be able to see here down the bottom, sort of left-hand corner, the projects are saved just there. And I now want to create a graphic that I can use for my background image. Again, I could go into here and I could do a search. So, for example, if I was looking for dog, I could do a search here for dog, and any sort of dog templates could come up here. I quite like that. I like the way that sort of stands out, and it's got icons and so on and so forth. So I might try and replicate that actually. Again, if to save time, you guys could just click on that, go to start from this template or anything that you'd like. Once you've given that a click, you can choose create from this template, and you will have your own, you effectively will have this template available to you, and you can just choose what you want, just change the text and so on and so forth. But because this is a webinar and I want to get you guys to, I want to show you how easy it is to get creative in such, a quick amount of time. I am going to create one from scratch so I can show you all the tools. Okay, so I am going to create a new image. I'm going to go and create a custom size. I don't want it to be too big because, well, that's probably too big for my web page. So I'll create something. I guess social media size is probably fine. Maybe I'll go for this size is probably okay. Might be a bit too big actually. Um, Let me just have a look here at standard. Yeah, let's go for a normal standard 1 by 1 image. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's go next. Great, and I now have a blank sort of canvas to begin from. So I'm not going to be going into templates because I want to start afresh. I don't want to use a template, but I could from here to just to have something which is pre-built. But what I do need is to start with, I think what I want to put in first is firstly the image of my dog, Bruno. Okay, so I am going to go to the photos icon on the left hand side. And again, I can do a search for dogs from here. I could do a search for pets. The image I've got of Bruno is actually a stock image, so if I did do a search for dogs, it will probably come up, to be honest. Why don't we have a little look? Let's have a search. Let's see if it comes up with dogs. Let's see if the Labrador Retriever comes up anywhere. Okay, no, it doesn't. Well, that's quite good, so I can use it now. So I'm going to go and choose the upload photo option, and you can also upload photos from Google Drive if you've got Google Drive listed as one of the places that you got your images from. You can just click on the three dots there and go to Google Drive from here. I'm going to upload it from my computer because I know I've already got it, so I'm going to click on my desktop, and you can see it's now been brought into my image. Okay, that's the first thing that I want to do. So I'm thinking about at the moment collating all of my different assets, so all the assets, essentially all the different parts of this image, so all the separate sort of layers. Okay, so what I want to do now is add a bit of text. So I'm going to go to the text option. Again, I can look down here and there's lots of different ones that I can use. You can look for more down here, or you can just start creating your own. So I'm going to just create my own text. I'm going to just double click where it says double click here. My options appear on the right hand side. I'm going to pop in the name. Okay, so I've got it as Bruno. Again, I can go down here and I can choose to have a different font. So quite like that. Let's go for that. And lots of different options will all appear here depending on what sort of style you want. So do you want it curved? So now I can make that bigger and have a nice curved look if I wanted to, or I could just have it go all the way around, for example. So lots and lots of different options which are available here for us. I could even have it look like that. I quite like that. But I think I'll just keep it just simple, nice and simple, just straight on there. Here we go. Okay, so what else might I want to put in next? Well, I might want to add in a nice background. So when I go to the background option, and Bruno likes to play near the seaside, so let's have a little look for sea. Okay, we've got some nice water here. I could try that one. Let's see what that looks like. And do I want to pin it to the background or just have it have that as an image which I can move around? Well, I want it to be the background, so it's probably best that I pin it to the background. Okay, it looks good, sort of stands out. Let me try this one here. That looks quite nice. Okay, so now I've got two backgrounds and it's saying, do you want to use both? If I didn't want both, I could simply select the one I don't want and choose the little bin icon there. So I'm going to delete that cell. Oh yes, that looks quite nice. Quite like that. Let me just see if I can move that up a little bit. Yes, that looks nice, doesn't it? I like that. Very nice. Okay, so what else could I do here? Well, I'm actually what I'm thinking now. I was thinking it'd be great if I could just sort of have a cutout of Bruno and just have Bruno there without the background. So what we can do is we can select the image, and to the right hand side we can choose to remove the background. So it's going to do a bit of magic and it's going to try and sort of take out the background and just keep the image of Bruno. So I like that. I'm going to click yes, or we'll click on the done icon. Fantastic. Here we go. And I can move this around now and it sits very nicely and neatly just on top of that image. So I quite like that. Let's make Bruno a little bit bigger. Oh yes, absolutely loving that. I think I'm quite good with that. I'm happy with that. What else might I want to put into here? Well, the one final thing which I really, really love are icons, because icons are really great when you don't have photographs or images. So if I click on icons here and let me have a little search here for pet, and we've got lots of icons about pets. Oh, that one's quite good. Let's have a look at that one. If I give that a click, and it's got this really nice image silhouette here of a person with their dog going for a walk, which I quite like. Oh, that might work quite well there. Oh yes, I quite like that, Bruno. Yes, I like that. Can we get one more maybe? Let's have a look. That one looks quite nice. Let's pop that into here. Oh, selected the wrong thing. I need to be careful where I click. So select that. That's it. I've done it again, haven't I? Okay, let me select this. Now, sometimes this gets a bit tricky. So what you might want to do is go down to the layers option, which shows you all of your different assets. Select the one that you want, which is that one, then move it across. That might make life a bit easier. So let's make that a bit smaller. And I'll put that one just up here. Actually, I'll put it next to the name Bruno. It's giving me a nice sort of guide. And if I don't want it to be that color there, I can give it a click, and I could choose it to be any other color. So let's just go for that one here. Great. Right, I'm happy with that. I think that looks really, really good. I think at least you guys know now we can put our own image in. We can use these options on the left-hand side to choose something to get us started, and then the additional options appear on the right-hand side to make additional impact to it or additional effects. Great, so I'm happy with that. I'm finished. I really like that project. So what I'm going to do is, well, I could give it a name firstly, so I could give it a name. Let's call this Bruno, just so I know what it is. And then I'm going to choose to have it added into my web page. Now we can't embed pictures via a web link at the moment. So what I'm going to need to do is download that and save it. So I can download it as a PNG, a JPEG, a PDF. I think JPEG would be best. So I'm going to download that. It's going to download to my device. Okay, brilliant. And then what I'm going to do is I want to jump back into my project. So I'm going to go to projects on the left hand side. I'm going to find my National Pet Month web page. And we're going to, just going to click on that to open it up. There we go. I've got this image now, but I think what I'd like to do is actually just delete that image, or I could have just replaced it and added my own image again that I've just created from within Express. I'm going to go to Photos. I'm going to upload my photo, which I've saved now onto my computer. I'm going to go and locate it, click OK, and in a minute, there we go. There is my image that I just created a minute ago, has now been put into my web page. So we've brought into the graphical elements of Express, and we've brought it into a web page. So what I'll do is let me fill in a few more little sections. I'm going to call this here my lovely Bruno. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to add in some pros and cons about having a pet. So now what I have found is with web pages, if you have already got text available, so you've written it up already and you want to just copy and paste it in, if I was just to paste it into this text field here, you can see it's not the best way of being able to showcase that text, because all of your returns and spaces are also made into separate text items. So what I would suggest is if I just undo that, change the style from being a normal text box into maybe something else like a split layout, because then what that does, what it allows you to do is when you then create a text that time, it sort of keeps it all neatly inside of here. So that's what I will do. In this case, I'm going to have my pros and cons of having a Labrador retriever, and I'm going to go and add in another image here. Again, this time again, I can find it from, let's call this good. Actually, let's call this balance. All right, so let's call this balance. Let's pop that into there as a pros and cons image. Okay, so again, just giving a little bit of context around the pet. Okay, I should also write into here. Um, maybe put this pros and cons for having a Labrador Retriever. Okay, there we go. Right, there we go. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with how that looks. Let me highlight that, make that a different header, or I could make it a header like this. I think that one's quite nice. Great. Okay, so there we are. There's my other page done with my text in it, and I've got some pros and cons over here. Okay, great. And I think what would be really nice is if I had a little video now to explain a little bit more about good pet ownership. Now, if I go to the video option, you can see that you can link in a video from a video hosting site. Now, there's many popular ones there, but you also have the ability to link in from your Adobe Creative Cloud Express or Spark Video. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go and create one firstly. Why don't we have a quick look at what the web page looks like first? Lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. Text is coming up. There's our image that we just created. We've also got this pros and cons. Okay, great. That's it. That looks fantastic. Excuse me. So let's go and create a video this time. So I'm going to go to the plus button and I'm going to choose a video just here. And we are going to create a video now. Okay, so the video that we're gonna do is this video that I'm going to do is based on the protecting your dog from theft. So I want a tip for protecting your dog from theft. That's the name of this project. Now I can start with a template, as with all things here within Express, but I'm going to start from scratch, again, just to show anybody who's never seen this part of Express how to create a video. So I am going to start by, I've got all my work and all my research already available to me in my Word document. So I'm just going to simply copy and paste what I need to for this video. So the first part of the video is the first page, and from here I want a really nice holding page. Now that could be a video that you've created, so you might have made a video of your pet. Or there might be a school mascot or whatever the case might be, and you're talking about that particular animal. You can add in your photos and your videos from here, or just some text, or even just add in an icon. So what I'm going to do is I am going to add in an image, and I'm going to again either upload one or go and try and find one. So let's do a little find, and let's call this protect. Okay, very good. Yeah, I quite like that. Let's do this one over here. So we've got an image here of a lock and key. If you think, guys, that probably doesn't work, you could always just go back here and upload another photograph. So if I go to the upload photo option, I've got a few pictures here which I can use, which I've got for today. So let me go and find one which I think would be more relevant. Quite like this one here. That's great. So we've got this image here, and that's going to be the first holding page for my video. Now I can also click on the plus icon and add in some text here as well. So let's go here, protecting your dog from theft. A couple of options to make it stand out or make it a little bit not so big. I'll leave that there. Oh, sorry. Just going to try and move that around down here, which I quite like. Okay, cool. Happy with that once again. Just go back in here. Yes, I quite like that now. Happy with that. That's my first page for my video, or the first sort of slide for my video. And then I'm going to add in a top tip for protecting the dog. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in another slide here, and this is going to be my one of my other things to do. So this will be one of my tips here will be to keep up-to-date photos of your dogs. So again, I can choose any of these things here to be able to add in to this slide. I want to choose an icon this time. Let me find an icon. Let's get an icon for a photo. So let's get an image. So I think that's quite good. Let's use this. Okay, I like that. Let's do text. Let's get that over here. Let's change the layout now so we can add in a few more things in. So if I go to the layout option, I could have a split screen. Great, where I could have this image and I might want to add in some text. And the text here, obviously, which is really important, is I'm going to pop that into here. Keep up-to-date photos of your dog. Having recent photos of your dog, including their size and any distinguishing features, can help to track them down and also help to prove ownership. Now that's great, and I think those two videos together, or at least those two parts of my video, look quite good, but we can make them stand out even more by adding in a bit of narration. Now you do have the ability to have music on anyway. On the top here you can have music on, so let's have a look what this sounds like and looks like so far. So if I want to play it back from the beginning, I'm simply going to click on this plus button here. Okay, not bad, not bad. Now, what we can do at this point, if you don't want to use narration, you can choose how long you want that title slide to be on for by just giving that a click and changing the slide duration up to 30 seconds. However, if you decide that you'd like to use some narration, then depending on how long your narration is, that's how long the slide will be. So for example, if we wanted to narrate over this text, well, all we have to do is click on this icon here of a microphone and we'll be able to narrate. So let's give that a go. Keep up-to-date photos of your dog. No, I made a mistake there. Let me do it again. So just to do it again is simply just press record again and you will overwrite the last take. So let me do that again. Here we go. All right, are you ready, Hoddy? Come on. 5, 4, 3. Keep up-to-date photos of your dog. Having recent photos of your dog, including their size and any distinguishing features, can help to track them down and also helps to prove ownership if necessary. Okay, great. I like how there was a little pop-up there saying try and keep it short if you can to under 10 seconds. But okay, that's my narration done. There's my first page done. If I wanted to, again, do any narration just over here, we could do so by just giving that a click and we could record another narration. So if I give that a click here. In this video, you will learn some top tips for keeping your dog safe and being proactive in protecting your four-legged friend. Okay, so let's have a look what that looks like all together now that I've got two pieces of narration on there. So I could play just this individual slide back by clicking on the play button here. In this video, you will learn some top tips for keeping your dog safe and being proactive in protecting your four-legged friend. Okay, now if I wanted to play the whole thing, I would click back once again on the play button over here, but I'm going to assume that it's okay. So it's now time to share that video out so we can add it in our web page. So I'm going to go to the share button. And then from here, I'm going to publish that video. Now we need to publish it so we can get the web address link. I'm happy with that. You can choose a category if you want to. Let's call it education. Again, you can have all of this stuff on there if you want to, or you could take your author name off. It's completely up to you when you share it out, but let's just create the link. And once that link has been made, we will be able to copy that link and we'll be able to put it back into our web page. Okay, so let's go and we'll just wait for this just to get uploaded. And once it's been uploaded, we'll be able to go and pop it into our web page. Okay, so here we have the link, and you can actually send this directly, take a copy link, and put it straight to any of these other services that you might be using within the classroom. I'm going to just copy it for now, just so I've got it there, and I'm going to jump back into my web page. So go back into my projects. Here's my National Pet Month web page, and I have got some text in here. I've got my graphics added. I've got a sort of split screen look and feel, and I now want to add in a video. And this video here will explain, just give a couple of top tips on how to look after your dog. And we'll just get that embedded. We'll just wait for that to get embedded. And the last thing that I'm going to do is put in some links to some web pages. I just want to evidence great work that some of these other web pages has done to give me the information that I needed to create this content. So whilst that's just uploading, I'm going to create what is called a button. And the button is essentially a link. So I want to firstly just pop in here. I'm going to say links to useful resources for more information. They will be just here. Let's make that centralized and let's add in a button now. So the first button is going to be a link to the Kennel Club. So I'm going to just pop the link into there. I'll call that the Kennel Club. That's the first one. Again, I can choose where I want the alignment for the button to be. I'll keep it center because the other ones have been center. Okay, I'm going to go to save. There's the first link, and I'll add in one more link, which will be another button, and this will be to the National Pet Month webpage. National Pet Month webpage. I'm going to just paste that into there. Again, I'm going to try and keep that in the middle. I'll press save, and now I've got these two web page links. Still seems to be taking a minute to embed that in. I'm hoping it's all gone in correctly. Let's just refresh the page and just see if that's all it was. Okay. Yeah, there we go. There is the video, and there's our two links. So why don't we now just do a final preview of this web page? Okay, so all I have to do as the viewer of the web page is simply start scrolling. The text comes in, the image comes in. Okay, so more information is here, and we've even got our explainer video as well. Let's give that a click. In this video, you will learn some top tips for keeping your dog safe and being proactive in protecting your four-legged friend. Keep up-to-date photos of your dog. Having recent photos of your dog, including their size and any distinguishing features, can help to track them down and also helps to prove ownership if necessary. Brilliant. There we go. So, and we've got these two links to the web pages as well. Now, what I just wanted to show you really today was how easy it is and how quickly we can consolidate all of this content together in the form of a web page. And this could be, again, it could be from an educator's point of view of sort of creating resources that your learners can access just by simply going to the web address at the top, which of course you would disseminate out in whichever method that you use at your school, but also from a learner's point of view, them being able to evidence their learning and their knowledge on a subject in the form of a web page, which could include their graphical work in Express. It could also include, sort of a bit of design layout here, which they're doing here with inside of Express, and sort of their written text documents, and also video elements as well. And that's really nicely put together in the form of just one web page, which they can send out to you to, again, evidence their learning. Great. So there we go. That was a quick sort of overview of how we can create engaging webinars, and we were taking the topic of this month, which was National Pet Month. Right, so as we near the end of the workshop, I just wanted to just make you aware of some free educator resources which are available. Hopefully you've been engaged with Express today, and you're thinking, oh yeah, I can definitely utilize this. There are some great free curriculum resources available to you, and projects and various templates which you can have a go and have a look at. And the main page that I would suggest you have a look at is the Adobe Education Exchange. Now, there is also an Adobe Creative Educator community, and this is where you can get badges and certification for sort of your as you progress through this sort of professional development. There are 3 ACE offers, level 1, 2, and 3, and this is something that is a fantastic program. It's one that I've done myself, and it's a great way, again, just of learning the best practices for being creative in the classroom. So again, top resources for Creative Cloud Express in education would be for you to obviously to go to the landing pages for the education page for Adobe Creative Cloud Express. Have a look at the Adobe Education Exchange, because this is a great place to go to be able to find curated pages, things that try and map the curriculum against certain lessons. And I think you'll find that really, really useful. So please do spend a couple of minutes just having a look at that and make sure that you sign up and have a look at some of those resources. So thank you once again, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. We have been looking at Adobe Creative Cloud Express for education, and we utilize that to celebrate National Pet Month.